Hello everybody, Rebel RX is back online. Welcome back to Doki Doki Fallen Angel Part 6. Yes, I actually remembered to check my mic this time before I hit record. Without further ado, hello, we are here. So, in the last, we kind of had an emotional scene with Sayori. I guess, in a way, it was to be expected. Well, even though I close my eyes and I somehow see Yuri, okay. That we're not going to talk about it. But no, like, I am going through this mod completely blind. But now, without further ado, moving on. I'm having a brain fart. Okay. We're gonna get right back into it. Alright, so something happened, yada yada yada, led us up to being at the library with Yuri. Shall we begin? Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know. Have you seen a more beautiful place, Rebel? Can't say I have. Admittedly, before I met Yuri, I wouldn't be caught dead next to a bookstore. But as I've grown closer to her, I've actually started to build up a passion for reading. Rebel, do you see that? I follow Yuri's finger to see what she's pointing at. It's an advertisement for a book. A Sakura's Guide? I shake my head. What is that? Supposedly the sequel to Infinite Isolation. It's about the main character's plan to escape and the spirit of her late husband guides and protects her. What's the thing about the Sakura? The husband was hung on a sakura tree. Are you not paying attention to the book? The book said cherry blossom. They're the same thing, Rebel. Don't like it's my turn to be embarrassed. I changed the subject. Well, why don't we buy it? Once we're done with our current one, we can start the next. I wish we could, but unfortunately it hasn't been released yet. Only the title has been shown. The author hasn't mentioned anything else about the book. Wow. I can't imagine anything more annoying than an author teasing a project but never revealing anything else about it. Shush me. Well, with that said, would you like to continue reading? I would love to. Luckily, the bookstore has a copy of the book. I grab it, and we sit at an empty table. Yuri and I go through the next few chapters in silence. It's getting late. Would you like for me to walk you home? My, what a gentleman. My face grows hot. I guess the bookstore keeps their AC off as well. Don't mention it. As we walk out, the boy at the register calls out to us. Hey, Yuri! Yuri sees the cashier waving at us. Quickly, she rushes out the store. I follow suit. Yuri, are you okay? Did you see how everyone was looking at me? How do you know your name? I come here a lot and sometimes he tries to start a conversation. I try not to come whenever he works. Even if I'm really into a book, I'll wait to purchase it until he's off shift. Did he do something to you? I'll go over there right now and... What'd that man do, Yuri? No. He's never done anything besides make light conversation. Why do you avoid him? To avoid conversation. I knew Yuri was introverted, but I must admit this is a tad bit absurd. She goes out of her way and even inconveniences herself just to avoid a single interaction. We walk the rest of the way home in silence. Thanks for hanging out with me today, Yuri. I start to head back home. Rebel, wait. What is it? It's very late. I'll be fine walking home, thanks though. But Rebel, would you like to... If you wanted, you could... Are you asking me if I want to spend the night? I see the look, Yuri. This is for real. I would never have imagined that Yuri would ever ask me a question like that. Or any girl for that matter. Alright, Rebel, play it cool. Sure. Really? Yeah, maybe we can even read more of the book. And maybe you could show me how to make tea as well or something. My eyes dart towards the sidewalk out of nervousness. Yuri then smiles softly. I like that. We both walk inside Yuri's house. I'll start the tea. Okay, I'll get the book. I don't have the book. I keep it in my backpack. Yuri comes back. Is something wrong? I don't have the book. Yuri softly giggles at my distress. Rebel, did you forget where you are? She gestures to a large bookcase in the living room. Ah, I walk over and sure enough I find the book titled Infinite Isolation. I pluck it from the shelf and take a seat on the couch. Yuri comes back, tea in hand, and places the teacups before us on the table. We get in our normal reading position and continue to read for a little while, if that's what they want to call it now. Are you ready to go to bed? Yuri rubs her eyes and nods. Alright, we'll stop here. I close the book and stand up. I guess I'll be sleeping here? Rebel, you're my guest. What kind of host would I be if I let you sleep on the couch? Huh? Well, where else am I going to sleep? I get an anxious feeling welling up in me. Is she going to ask me to sleep with her? Yuri is asking me. Yuri is asking me to. Hold up, Yuri, are you about to say what I think you're about to say? I'm sorry. It was a stupid question. I shouldn't be pushing this too far. Maybe it's best if you go home. I'm sorry I forced you to spend time with me. Yuri, again, you're overthinking things. You didn't force me to do anything. I'm glad I'm here. And I suppose, if you're okay with it... She looks up at me. I have a big bed, so we won't have to lay so close to each other. Better put pillows in the middle or something. Or maybe bricks. I don't know. Act 2, A Cure for Pain. Okay, so... we've finally finished the first act. Oh, 2 weeks later. Okay. So yeah, we finally finished the first act of Fallen Angel. Okay. I slowly open my eyes. The warm sunlight peeks through the curtains. At first, I was surprised when Yuri had offered to share a bed, but I soon figured out why she wasn't nervous. She wasn't lying when she said she had a big bed. This thing is nearly 6 feet wide. King bed? I look over to see Yuri peacefully sleeping. For the past 2 weeks, we've been taking turns staying at each other's houses to read, drink tea, etc. Already on the last few chapters of our book. We haven't been going to a literature club at all. I'm pretty sure the club has been shut down since it was only Sayori and Monica. Even wrapped in thick blankets, I feel cold. Sayori loved a literature club, and now it's gone. Rebel. I turn to Yuri. Good morning, my purple princess. Despite sharing bed, Yuri still seems uncomfortable with any displays of affection. I guess, technically, with the exception of sharing bed, our relationship hasn't progressed beyond just friends. I'm too scared to ask her to be my girlfriend. What are you thinking about? Huh? You were spacing out. Is something on your mind? I'm fine, just ready to start the day. I get up, head to the pooper, and do my normal routine. I gotta shave, I gotta shower, I gotta do all this stuff. Once downstairs, I say Yuri has already started making breakfast. What you making? Just some pancakes. How fancy. I shoot Yuri a slight grin. She sends one back and continues cooking. I take a seat and start thinking about the past 2 weeks. Even with Yuri and I spending so much time together, we've yet to talk about cutting. Victor Zaz. Yuri is very reclusive, and I planned on waiting for her to open up to me, but that hasn't been the case. I've been preparing for when she did, so I could help her. I've been contacting a psychiatrist who can help her, and maybe even prescribe her with meds. Yuri comes to the table, sets a plate down in front of me, and then takes a seat. Did you have any plans today, Rebel? It's now or never. Yes, I did. Did they involve reading or tea? Yuri smiles whimsically, but I don't share her moment of happiness. She notices I'm not smiling and shifts to worriness. Is everything okay? Yuri, for the past few days, I've come in contact with a psychiatrist. Why? Why would you do this to me? She starts to march away, but I stop her. I don't think so. Yuri, please look at me. I promised you that I would help you. I don't plan on breaking that promise. Rebel, I don't think I can. Don't say that, Yuri. This man may be the answer we've been searching for. He can help you understand yourself and maybe even help with your, you know. She stares at the ground for what feels like an eternity. Okay. Okay? Okay. I'll go see your psychiatrist. My heart jumps out of my chest triumphantly! That's fantastic! I wrap my arms around her in a tight embrace, but she fails to do the same. I let her go. I'll call him and see when we can schedule a visit. It's obvious Yuri isn't as excited about this as I am. I've been close to her all this time, and she has adamantly shut me out of most of her inner feelings. I can't imagine how she'll act having to open up to a complete stranger. I'm well aware this is hard, but it's for her own good. We should continue eating before it gets cold. I shake myself away from my thoughts and turn to the breakfast. Oh yeah, let's continue. We take our seats and eat the rest of our meals in silence. I peek over and can see Yuri visibly shaking. Her sleeves are loose and drooping down enough to where if I look hard enough I can see her arms. I see the faint shadows of scars lined up and down. I whisper quietly to myself. I'll save you from the pain, Yuri. I decided to take Yuri for a walk through downtown to ease her mind. Rebel, do you mind if we go in here? Look up at the sign. It's some clothing store. It's Victoria's Secret. I grab the door and hold it open for Yuri. I'm not really a fan of shopping. That is, unless I'm shopping for a new video game or something. Do you know what you're looking for? Oh, I thought we could just look around. Look around? Why are you going to a clothing store to just look around? Alright then. Yuri begins to sift through racks while I stand there aimlessly. Look at the posters on the wall. Oh, show attractive people in dramatic poses and clothes. We're in Victoria's Secret, ain't we? Rebel, have you seen anything you like? Yuri speaks to me from the other side of the rack. Look through the assortment of clothing. My eyes become fixated on a sundress. I walk up to it and pull it out of the rack. It's a long magenta sundress with thin fabric, and spaghetti straps. I'm looking at it, some guy walks up behind me. Hey, is that one purple? Purple's my favorite color. Guy takes the dress straight from my hand and walks up to the cashier and purchases it. Alright then. You dick. I'm sorry, what? I walk over to the counter where the cashier is handing Yuri a bag. What's that? Just something for myself. A horrific roar bellows through the clothing store. City is being attacked by a monster. Ugh. I look down and see it's only my stomach rumbling. Wanna go somewhere to eat? Sure. Yuri smiles and we exit the store. Alright, Yuri, where do you want to eat? Rebel, you know it's not very gentlemanlike to make the lady choose. Ah. I'm sorry. I thought it would be funny to tease you. Yuri continues to giggle at my expense. It's mind-boggling just to see just how comfortable she's gotten with me. According to others, she isolates herself from most people. Then again, most people probably don't barge into her house. In the end, seeing Yuri smile lets me know this is all worth it. Alright, you had your fun. How about we go to a ramen shop? I look quizzically at Yuri. Can't you just buy some ramen for like 79 cents at a grocery store? That's the cheap store-bought ramen. Are you saying you've never had authentic ramen noodles before? Can't say I have. Do you think there's one nearby? I'm sure we can find one. I pull out my phone and start searching for nearby noodle shops. I find one just a few blocks down. I I have cramps in my knuckles. Da, 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 yada, da, 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 da. My joints are cramped. It's called Spaghetto's Bowl. My phone's about to die. You think you can pull it up on yours? Of course. What's the address? It's 1273 Rockefeller Street. Alright, found it. Then lead the way. We walk the streets of downtown. It's this beautiful day. The hustle and bustle of the streets is the same as always. A lot of people are walking around probably enjoying the weekend, same as us. There's some guy standing in the middle of the sidewalk menacingly. He's just standing there. Menacingly! I can't do it. He's wearing a very light pink button-down shirt with matching shorts, black belt, and brown dress shoes. His hands are wrapped over themselves as across his abdomen, and he has a devilish blank smile on his face. Yuri and I quickly walk by him in hopes that he doesn't do anything to us. Okay then. Within a couple more minutes, we make it to the shop. I look up at the sign, Spaghetto's Bowl. It seems like it would be a bowling alley run by some dude named Spaghetto. I'll hold the door open for Yuri and we step inside. It's cold in here. As soon as we step inside, a gust of wind blows against my body. This place definitely keeps their AC on. I look back behind the bar where the kitchen is. Chefs all hover above big pots, which I assume are full of noodles. The hostess approaches us. Hello, how many today? 2, please. Right this way. We follow the hostess to a table and take our seats. Your waiter will be with you shortly. She hands us the menus and walks off to seat the next guest. This is really nice, Yuri. I take it you've never been in a noodle shop before, Rebel. Well, yeah, it's pretty neat in here. I look around the place. The dim lighting and music really set the ideal noodle-eating atmosphere. Now where's Naruto and his ramen? I look over the menu. There's a lot of variety considering my previous views on ramen. What are you gonna get? Most likely the tonkatsu. You like pork? What do you mean? I just assumed. Uh-oh. That a lady wouldn't eat pork? I'm not sure if it's the kitchen, but my face is growing hotter and hotter. I didn't mean any offense. You're too easy tease. Or it should be, you're too easy to tease. Rebel. I roll my eyes at her. Okay, you got me. Very funny. I go back to reading the menu. I think I'll just have the same thing. A fine choice, Rebel. The waitress arrives at our table. She places 2 glasses of water before us. What can I get you two? I'll have a tonkatsu. She scribbles into her notepad. And for you, ma'am. Yuri begins to get nervous. She has the same look she had at the coffee shop. I love the same thing. My eyes widen a little as I stare at Yuri. The waitress, oblivious to the situation, writes down the orders. Will that be all? Yes. She takes the menus and leaves our table. Is everything okay? I feel the corners of my mouth raise. I just wasn't expecting you to order. Well, I suppose when I'm around you, I'm a bit more comfortable being myself. I give her another smile and she gives one back. That in itself is a small victory. The waitress returns, bowls in hand. Enjoy your meals. With a quick bow, she walks off. What's this? With my chopsticks, I point at a small bowl of red mixture. It's a spice you can put in your ramen. Oh, nice. I grab the small bowl and begin to scoop it into my food. Rebel, wait. What? It's very hot. You're supposed to only put in a small amount. That's why it comes in such a tiny serving. I'm sure I'll be fine. After scooping out half the bowl, I set it back down and stir the noodles with my chopsticks. I grab a chopstick full of noodles and shove it in my mouth. Yuri winces as soon as the noodles enter my mouth. It's not so. Maresh on fire! I start breathing heavily. Smoke begins to bellow out of my mouth like a chimney. I feel so hot, I'm sweating all along my forehead. The broth feels like molten lava being poured down my esophagus. Beads of sweat trickle down my face. Or are those tears? Either way, my mouth burns. I grab my water and chug it down. The pain fades away. Wow. Are you okay? Yeah. On the bright side, my sinuses have never been this clear in years. We share a laugh and continue our meals. Rebel? Yep. Thank you for everything. It was just lunch. No, I'm not referring to the noodle shop. I'm referring to everything. Everything you've done. I haven't really felt like I've done much. When I think about it, Yuri probably hasn't ever had a day where she goes out with just a friend. Just one person being with her probably means the world to her. It's fine, Yuri. Like I said, friends stay by each other. She takes her hand and intertwines it with mine. It's soft, yet tight. Do you think I'm ready to be fixed, Rebel? I simply smile at her. I stare into her lavender eyes. Healing begins the moment you accept the pain. I see a tear slide down her face. She takes a moment to absorb my statement. I'll be seeing you, Rebel. Have a good night, Yuri. She breaks away and enters her house. For a moment, I stand there by myself as the cool winter breeze encapsulates me. My own words race repeatedly through my mind. We'll get through this together. A few days later. Ladies and gents, that is where I'm going to cut this episode. I thank y'all so much for watching. Guys, y'all have a great day, great night. Whatever time it is for y'all. And whenever I am able to officially get things back up and running, we can continue our originally scheduled series of BioShock Infinite. So lads, lasses, y'all take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!